Hello guys, for today's video, we're gonna discuss the carbon footprint. And we believe that the larger your footprint, the heavier the strain on the environment. And we are the group 7, and I'm Kirby Clement Alcaraz. And with my group mates, Joseph Matthew Javier and Emir Sali Timbang.
Right.
Next.
Number one, what is a carbon footprint? The carbon footprint is a simple way to express that impact. The size of your carbon footprint depends on multiple factors. The primary one is the amount of greenhouse gas emissions released into the atmosphere by a given activity. People, products, and entire industries have carbon footprints. Your personal footprint includes emissions from various sources, your daily commute, the food you eat, the clothes you buy, everything you throw away, and more. The larger your footprint, the heavier the strain on the environment. To halt climate breakdown and avoid its worst impacts, we need to do two things. Shift to a low carbon economy and protect our best natural allies in the fight against climate change. Forests, grasslands, mangroves, and tidal marshes, which stash away large quantities of carbon. Drastically cutting greenhouse gases emissions will require everyone, from individuals to industries to countries, to vastly reduce their carbon footprints. Number two, who introduced carbon footprint and what is the purpose of carbon footprinting? Mattis Wackernagel and William Rees created the concept of carbon footprint in the early 1990s as a part of Wackernagel's PhD research at the University of British Columbia. Over the years, the carbon footprint concept has grown to become a household phrase around the world. The term footprint has become synonymous with human behavior and its impact. The purpose of carbon footprinting is to identify how much greenhouse gases every household emits and aims to inform us on how to reduce our emissions.
Okay, thank you, JM. And for the third or number 3, why is it important? Is a very important means to understand the impact of a person's behavior on global warming. This is why someone who effectively wants to contribute to stopping global warming, at least on an individual scale, needs to measure and keep track on their personal carbon footprint. Okay, next. Okay, this we have 12 ways to reduce your carbon footprint. First, on the upper left, we have by seasonal and local. It is uh, it says that you must buy the fruits or the product that you want in a seasonal and in your local country, like that. And for the second is eat less dairy, and the third is wash laundry code. Fourth, eat less meat. Fifth, buy clothes second hand. And next is cycle, use public transport. Recycle, use energy efficient lighting. Power off. And lastly, use rechargeable batteries and unplug unused device.
So for number 5, here are relevant details. In recent years, we've been hearing more and more about the idea of carbon footprint, which is a measure of total amount of carbon dioxide released into the atmosphere as a result of the activities of a particular individual, organization, or community. Here we've listed 5 facts about your carbon footprint that may surprise you. Here, number 1, European countries are among the world's highest carbon emitters. Number 2, your water has a high carbon footprint. Water conservation is one of the keys to reduce reduce our carbon dioxide output and saving our planet. Just like generating electricity for a kettle or driving a car, the efforts to maintain and purify your water take up energy too. Number 3, paper production contributes to carbon emissions. So similar to tap water, the more paper you use, the more you are contributing to carbon emissions. So how does it work? The reason that logging is so bad for the climate is that trees release the carbon they are storing into the atmosphere when they are felled. Number 4, food production accounts for 83% of carbon emissions each year. According to a study published in Environmental Science and Technology, businesses that produce food contribute to emissions of carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, and methane, including the methane released by their livestock like sheep, cattle, and goats. In addition, transporting food accounts for 11% of carbon emissions. So, number 5, trash can add to your carbon footprint too. Landfills are incredible sources of greenhouse gases and pollution. In fact, the United States Environmental Protection Agency claims that for every pound of trash you throw away, you create 1 pound of greenhouse gases. This is because as trash decays, it releases carbon dioxide and methane, which is another type of greenhouse gas even more effective at trapping heat in the atmosphere, creating landfill gas, which is a natural byproduct of the decomposition of organic materials in landfills. So, thank you everyone for listening. That is all for today.